More than a decade, Israel did everything it could in order not to carry out a ground operation in Gaza, despite thousands of rockets fired from the Strip during that period. But the terrible events of October 7th left it no choice.
I
want to pass this along to each and every soldier. We will continue to the end until victory, until Hamas is annihilated. Let there not be any doubt about it. This is the message I want to convey to all soldiers out there.
There was no official statement marking the beginning of the ground operation. It began some 3 weeks after the October 7th attacks. The first stage included a massive advance into the northern Gaza Strip, including Gaza City and the terror enclaves around it, such as the neighborhoods of Jabalia, Sajaiya, and Bet Hanun, all three of them in the eastern outskirts of Gaza, very close to the Israeli border. The attack on the Israeli communities of Sderot, Kfar Aza, and Nachal Oz originated here. Weeks of fighting are now meant to ensure it never happens again.
At the end of a stubborn and determined battle, we dismantled the military framework of Hamas in Jabalia. Hamas no longer operates in an organized manner in this area. We have deprived them from their main terror capabilities in this area.
Following a week-long ceasefire in late November to facilitate the hostage deal, the second stage began, this time focusing on Gaza's second largest city, but its biggest terror headquarters.
Khan Yunis in the southern part of the Strip is a central terror base for Hamas. We have expanded our activity there, adding another brigade, and we are continuing to act there with the use of new military tactics above the ground and below.
Khan Yunis has been practically taken over, as is the case of the refugee camps just to the north. It means that above the ground, the Gaza Strip has been basically conquered, but under the ground, it's a different story.
You can see inside here, deep down, a tunnel which was built for the last few months. You can see here the lift, heavy-duty lift. You can see the phone there with communication down to the tunnel.
There are still plenty of tunnels all across the Strip, and Hamas terrorists operate from there. That is why the army acknowledges there is still a long way to go before a decisive victory can be announced.
There are still terrorists in Jabalia, however, they operate without a framework and without commanders. We have encountered and will continue to encounter sporadic rocket fire from this area. We are deepening our achievements in these areas, but it takes time. There are no shortcuts in fighting terror.
Shortcuts in fighting terror. This is exactly what Israel was doing for years as thousands of rockets were fired on it. Fixing that damage will be a long and grueling project.